Oh my god, y'all, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully my connection issues have been resolved. Apparently, um, I found out why my connection was so bad. Um, and it's because I moved. Remember I mentioned, and I didn't tell my internet provider, and so they still had me using the tower at the old location. So hopefully this is better. I had to do something, y'all, because my internet was terrible. I don't know if that was protection from the Most High or what, because it definitely seemed like divine intervention. Because, you know, sometimes I get on here and I get to talking too many truths. We know not everybody likes the truth. So, let me tell y'all what's going on. I lost one, but thankfully it was just while I was laying in bed. It just plopped right off. So I got it. I'm going to reattach it. And then me and my child have some things planned for this weekend. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. What else? So the other day I was walking, minding my business, getting my vitamin D in, soaking up the sun. Melanated individuals, I promise you, if you are having a bad day or if you notice like bad things are happening, I promise you, go outside and sun gaze. Not just sunbathe, sun gaze. And I know that goes against everything that we've been taught medically. But I'm telling you, it's like a charging station for melanated people. And I'm not discriminating. I'm just, this is specifically for us. I don't want to go into the specifics of why. But if you happen to be so deep as to find this content and to actually be watching it, I know you special. I know you different. And I know you already know all the stuff that I'm talking about anyway. But yeah, I was walking, looking good. I received so many compliments. Literally people stopped dead in their tracks to let me know I looked great and I was feeling good. And lo and behold, a pickup truck full of melanin deprived boys, boys mentally, of course, but these were grown ass men, decided to yell out nigger. And I was just like, by the time I realized it, normally, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Normally I walk with rocks because I remember when I was young and I was working at my first job and it was down this huge, I wouldn't call it a highway, but it was like a 4-lane type deal. It was a big ass street in the city where I lived. And so many grown adult men. Now I'm a 15-year-old girl. So many adult men, melanin deprived, would drive by and just yell nigger. And so I want the people who try to say, oh, cause I got a notification about this video with this lady who whooped her child really bad. I think that's what it was about. This was 11 months ago, and I just got a notification today about it. And I don't remember what the video was about, but this person was saying, that the parents probably have trauma, and that's why they chose to, inflict, the trauma on their child. And I commented and said, go a little further than that. Let's talk about how so many atrocities were committed during slavery, and the U.S. has never admitted to them or apologized or offered the descendants of slaves free counseling, even acknowledge the trauma. Let's start there. Now, a commenter under me was quick enough to point out, because I wasn't even clocking, but they were like, she didn't even mention race, because of course that had everybody up in arms. When it's about the Holocaust and the Jewish suffering, it's let's never forget. When it's about 9/11, let's never forget this tragedy. But when it comes to chattel slavery in the United States, and it's get over it. And so FBAs like myself are tired, and we're not going. And so I'm going to bring it up every time. But I didn't even say, the commenter was like, she never once said a race. She never once said the word black. You need to read her comment again. You're responding to a comment that you completely made up in your head. And that just goes to show, like, these people know that their ancestors were demonic as hell. They know the atrocities that were committed against us, and they just expect us to just get over it. But in relation to the comment, a comment in particular was like, oh, how 100 years, how many generations are going to have to pay for what happened, even though only 2%, I don't know where the fuck they got this fake ass number from. Only 2% of Americans own slaves. Because we're not going to talk about the large amounts that some of these wealthy families had of slaves. So that doesn't mean anything. Like, some kind of way they're like, oh, only the top 2% had slaves. So, okay, but the rest of the country turned a blind, even if that were the correct number, which I highly doubt. Somebody's going to have to show me some form of proof. Because these little MAGA right-wing pointers, they never come with proof. But anyway, even if that was the case, how many, when they had public lynchings, when they did the massacre on Black Wall Street, when they completely slaughtered whole towns full of black people, blew up churches with black children inside, why are we just pretending that the brutalization of melanated people in this country stopped at chattel slavery? I don't understand, but we're not. We're supposed to never forget the Holocaust and never forget 9/11. And that's not to discredit either of those tragic events. Actually, when 9/11 happened, I was living in New Jersey. And I was right next door to the drama. And I was scared as hell looking at that on TV. And that's another point of trauma. Anybody who was American at that time was trauma. Trauma inflicted on us from our own government. But that's neither here nor there. But trauma nonetheless. And imagine me telling people to get over that. Do you know the backlash that I would feel? Imagine me telling soldiers who witness trauma in combat to get over it. I don't. The thing that's always going to get America caught up is the hypocrisy. Always. And it's going to be their undoing and their demise. Because what's good for the goose is never good for the gander. And they think that we're just supposed to be quiet and operate with two separate Americas. Rules for me and rules for thee. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So the days of black people just turning a blind eye and being silent, politically correct are done. It's over with. Like I said, for that roast, the Kevin Hart roast. Okay, well we can be raw, and it's freedom of speech, but we're not gonna stop at the Jews. We're not gonna stop at blacks. We're not gonna just everybody can say whatever they want about us and we can't say anything back. Those days are fucking over with. And I wish a bitch would try to say, well, you are a professional, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say, yeah, it's Trump. Yeah, so is Trump. Remember when he posted that monkey video of the Obamas and then tried to spin it? The racist sympathizers was actually trying to spin it and say, oh, he didn't mean anything by it. It wasn't racist. Like, who are we playing with? We gonna stop pretending. You know how like when it's a liar that's a really bad liar, but they are so convinced that they try desperately to convince you of the lie, and you don't want to. It's cringe. It's cringy. Like, it's embarrassing for them, and you just look at them like, this is an insult at this point that you thought that I was going to fall for this bullshit. Like, I'm offended. And I'm embarrassed for you that you tried to get that one off. That's what it's given with these people trying to gaslight black Americans. Like, we are the aggressors, and we are the violent ones, when it wasn't us going to go agitate people on the 4th of July with rebel flags. It wasn't us doing that type of shit. That's them. That's the melanin deprived folks that's always trying to pin the violence off on us. So if it's okay for them, it's okay for me to talk about it. I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to challenge me, but even though Spirit be like, that's not why you're here, you going off on a tangent, but they always trying it, and they always, like, even with the guys who yelled the N-word out, by the time I realized it, because I had my one headphone on because the other one lost a little padding inside, and it's super uncomfortable listening to it, so I just listen to one. So I heard them, but you know how it takes a second for it to register, because I'm like deep in my walk and I'm into my music and I'm just feeling myself, and here they go with their demonic ass wannabe oppressive energy. And I was saying that I usually carry a rock for that purpose because I learned from when I was younger. But I wasn't being on point. I let my guard down. I didn't have it. And God knew why. Because I probably would have knocked their damn windshield out and they probably would have crashed and died or something crazy like that. But I keep rocks for that purpose. And I'm waiting for somebody to be like, oh, well, why did you? And I'm be like, because they called me the N-word. What do you mean? So I was ready for the next time. And I have a plan. See, that's what I be telling my daughter. It don't matter what the problem is. You just need a plan. You need to you need to see how you want to handle it in your mind. That way you can see any roadblocks or barriers in the plan before you actually execute it. You got to go over it in your mind first. And so I'm like, in my mind, the next person that tried this shit, I picked up, it's a perfect size too, because it's like, it can fit in my hand, but it's lightweight enough to fly. And it's heavy, but it's not too heavy. So I'm just gonna have the strength of David. Wasn't that David and Goliath with the slingshot? Who was that? I'm just gonna have the strength of David and knock and bust they shit for playing. You gotta be careful who you playing with. In this day and age, you gotta leave people alone. People really going through it. You know what I'm saying? What if I wasn't me? What if I wasn't as fabulous as I am and I was really going through something? You know what I'm saying? That's just enough to push a bitch over the edge. All because you're insecure and you feel weaker. That's what it's all about. Motherfuckers is insecure and weak. I can just look like, I was telling my daughter, look around. Notice how all these people are with others. You hardly catch one of them walking by themselves. Like, they always got to do punk it. They always got to operate in groups and packs. Whereas I'm out here in y'all shit and I'm just living, and I wish a bitch would. You know what I'm saying? You could never do that. Because you're weak. That's some weak ass shit. It made me remember when I was really going through it, and I had my little stint of homelessness. I was with my daughter, and I was like at rock bottom. And some lady just came out for some reason. I don't know why. And she just sat on my car. Or she was leaning on it or whatever. And I was offended because I'm like, first of all, you see us in the car. Why would you just come sit on somebody's shit? You don't pay for any insurance on the car. You don't pay. So I beeped the horn. And she was just looking confused, but she was still on it. And I was just like, can you please get off of my car? And her punk ass husband, some white dude, goofy ass dude, he was like, he had the nerve to be offended because I was offended that she just rested on my shit like it was a stoop. And then I got mad. I wasn't mad at first, but I got mad. And he was talking shit outside the window. I opened that car door, I got out. I had my mace in my hand. I had it like it was a Glock. And I was like, pussy, what you say? What's the problem? And he was quiet, and he took a big ass gulp, and he was scared. Like, he looked like he was getting ready to shit on himself. I was almost embarrassed for him. Sitting there with his wife and his kid. And then he got his wife quietly. And then they literally like ran, like jogged to the car. And so I got back in my car. And I minded my business. And as he drive off, he yelled, nigger. First of all, his wife goofy as fuck because you're Asian. If you think he's stopping at the black minorities, bitch, you stupid. And he was white. Like, that's the smoke that he had for everybody. Like I told somebody, if you're not white, you're black. Anyway, but you didn't have the balls when I was in your face, and I'm a woman and you're a man. And instead, I gave you the opportunity to say how you felt in my face. I got out and I asked you to go ahead and run that back. And you didn't want no smoke. I could never be that pussy in my life. I could never be that scary. Anointed it all and all. I'm gonna have to pray to God that he forgive me for the ass whooping that's get ready to commence. If later he could find it it's hard to forgive me. Cause what? But nah, you talking shit while you walking away. You bold enough to call somebody the N-word, a helpless woman Go take that energy up with people. Like, go have that smoke for your real ops. I'm not your op, sir. I'm not. You intimidated by little old me? And they kill me and try to make it seem like it's not out of envy and jealousy. Like, we the scapegoats. I'm to blame because you're punk ass living in a double wide. It's all black people. It's all black Americans' fault, right? When all we did was put this fucking country in the best position. That's all we did. So, but I don't know why people play like that, because now whoever that was just going to have to see my ancestors, because he definitely going to get a visit. I'm definitely going to send him his way. You got to be careful who you playing with. You don't even know who you're playing with. I don't believe in doing work on people, but I do believe in defending myself. And if I can't get you in the physical because you was too pussy to say it to my face, then I'm going to get you spiritually. I'm sorry. I'm tired of sparing motherfuckers. And I'm going to make sure you're not able to be in a position to do that to somebody else, some other helpless individual. What if I was like some 65-year-old grandmother? Or what if it was my grandmother who was born in fucking 38? She still, you think I'm going to allow a punk like you to walk around here and just call her an N-word? You have no right. You have no. And then you pussy. You can't even do it in my face by yourself. You got to do it on a drive-by. You ain't shit without your homeboys. Ain't that a Tupac song? But yeah. Miss me with that, oh, racism is dead, oh, slavery is blah, blah, blah. Ain't much change. But see, the difference between then, back in the days, and now is, I believe in, most of my peers believe in retribution, believe in return to sender, believe in payback, believe in justification. I want justice now. And that's all that's going to look like. It's calling on God and making sure that my promise is honored. I am your child. This offended me. And I want to make sure it doesn't offend anybody else, because I didn't deserve that. Them motherfuckers love adding on to their generational karma and debt. Do y'all know how energy works? Do y'all know how karma works? Your kids will fuck around and pay for some shit that you did in your lifetime. And you think you got away. You gotta be careful. Gots to be more careful. I love the kids though. I would never want anything like that to happen, because kids are innocent. And that's my point. Motherfuckers out here adultificating our children. 15 years old, walking down the street, minding my business, just going to work on my first job after school. I'm tired as hell. And you want to harass me. We're not going. There will be consequences and repercussions every time. Play with somebody else, hell. Because we ain't going to spare you like our ancestors did and have unlimited grace for you. No, fuck no. I want justice, and I'm going to call on it from my ancestors and the Most High. And I'm going to get it. I get it every time. So anyway, I'm out, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.